Hello guys, my name is King and welcome to my Adobe Premiere Pro Masterclass. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a new project in Premiere Pro, and I'll be showing you the Premiere Pro interface and workspace. So when you first launch Adobe Premiere Pro, you'll be greeted with this welcome screen over here. This is the home page. So it comprises of your recent project that you've worked on, and it comprises also of a search bar over here where you can search for older projects. And also you can come over here to open your saved project and you can create a new project. I'm going to select create new project over here. So the first thing you need to do is to give this project a name. I'm going to call this Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe Pro CC. The next thing you want to do is to choose a location for this. I'm going to advise that you do not save on your downloads and you do not save on your desktop. So choose a location that is different. For example, if you come to your desktop, you want to create a folder on your desktop, or you want to create a folder on your desktop, new folder, and give it a name, Premiere Pro Beginner. So you select that folder and yeah, that's it. So the next thing you need to do, I'm going to disregard all of this for now. And since this is a beginner class, just come down over here and hit create. Depending on your version of Premiere Pro, it may say start or open Premiere Pro. Now, when everything loads up, this should be what you would see. If you do not see this window, come over to window over here. You might be on the learning tab, go to workspace and change it to editing. I'm on the editing tab. So by default, when you launch Premiere Pro for the first time, what you will see will be the learning tab like this. So you want to come over here to window, workspaces, and scroll down to editing so you can follow along in this master class. Now, this is the default workspace of Premiere Pro. As you can see, Premiere Pro comprises of 5 main panels. We have the project panel over here. This is where you import all your files, your pictures, your videos, your audio into this panel over here. Here we have our source monitor over here. So whatever we import into Premiere Pro, we are going to be able to preview it over here. We're going to talk about that in our subsequent class. Here we have the timeline. This is where we create our sequence. This is where we edit our videos, we cut, we move our videos around, we apply color grades and all of that. And here is our program monitor, and this is where we begin to see those effects applied as we edit them on the timeline over here. So let's talk about the workspaces in Premiere Pro. If you come over here to Windows and Workspaces, we have a lot of workspaces over here. For example, you could come over to the Assembly, which is also a very essential workspace, and you will see that the workspaces have changed and it looks quite different. So you can customize your Premiere Pro workspace to your specific needs. You can change it to captions and graphics for when you're editing subtitles. And the moment I did that, you can see that we now have the essential graphics window over here, and we have a lot of motion graphics added to the side over here. So Premiere Pro is designed in such a way that you can customize it to your own specific needs. So over here, we have windows over here. One of the things you can do in Premiere Pro is that you can customize your workspace to look as you like. You can come over to any portion over here and you can scale this portion down and you can make it more visible. And for example, you can come over to this other side also and scale it to be wider or make it smaller. You can come over here. Basically the same process, just make it as little or as wide as you want it to be. Over here, we have the toolbars. We use these tools to edit in Premiere Pro. For example, we have the razor tool for cutting our clips, we have the type tool for typing text, and we have the pen tool for drawing in Premiere Pro. You can also customize and create your own workspace to suit your liking. For example, I could come over here and select this workspace over here by selecting on the name, and I could drag it out of this position. Now, if I put it by this side over here, it's going to move from where it was and align by the left side of this big monitor over here. You could select any name, for example, and drag it. And when you drag it, I could bring it down to this portion over here. And if I leave it at the middle, it's going to become part of this window over here. Now you can see we had the timeline and now we have the essential graphics over here. You could decide to remove it from this group over here and double click on it and drag it and make it a part of this group over here. If I release it, you can see now that essential graphics is part of this group over here. Even within this group, you could make it stand alone. For example, if I double click on it and drag it, I could place it by the left. And now you can see that it is standing alone, separated from this other group of windows over here. So basically, you can customize your workspace the way you like. But if you make a mistake and you need to reset your workspace, all you need to do is to come over to Window, come down to Workspace, and scroll down and select Reset to Saved Layout. And it's going to return to the default saved layout. If you are looking for a window and you can't find it, all you need to do is to come over to window over here and scroll down and toggle on that particular window. For example, I'm going to toggle on essential sound over here. And as you can see, essential sound has been added. But if I right click and close it and I can't find it anymore, all you need to do is to come over to window over here, scroll down and select essential sound. Another thing you can do is to select these three lines and come down here and select undock panel. And what that does is it makes that panel begin to float. And if you have a second monitor, you can drag it out to your second monitor. And when you are done, all you need to do is to go back to your window and go to Workspace and select Reset to Saved Layout. And if you are comfortable with your customizing, let's say, for example, that I undock this panel over here and I make it stand alone, and I want to save this workspace as a template of mine, all you need to do is to come over to Windows over here, go to Workspace, and you can scroll down and save this as your own custom workspace and give it a name. I could call it my workspace. And whenever I launch Premiere Pro and hit OK, and whenever I launch Premiere Pro, I can always go to Window Workspace and select the workspace that I want, which is my workspace over here. To expand a particular window, you can come over to that window, for example, Effect Control. If I double click on it, it becomes the full screen. I'm going to close this now. And if you want it to go back to the normal size, all you need to do is to go back and double click on it once more. The same thing for the program monitor. If I want to see this screen only, all I need to do is to double click on this. All I need to do is to double click on this, and it shows me the full preview. I could either hit the escape, and to go back to the name over here and double click on it, and you will see the entire workspace once more. And that's it, guys, on this video. Tomorrow, I'm going to be showing you how to import and organize your clips in Premiere Pro.